Good morning. Just having a quick bird watching walk through St Lawrence, the Isle of Wight undercliff. What do we got? There's a great tit above, great spotted woodpecker, blackcap, chiffchaff. That's the great tit, the very close one. Beep, beep, beep. Not going to say too much on this walk because I just want to enjoy the morning really. See what we can hear. Just going past St Lawrence Undercliff Wood at the moment, which is the Hampshire and Isle of Wight Wildlife Trust. Cliff edge woodland here. Got the inner cliff above it, high up there. And we're down in the undercliff. So, to my right is the sea. Well, to my right are some houses, and just beyond their gardens is the sea. A couple of 100 metres away. Almost said miles there. Green woodpecker yaffling. It's mid-April, by the way. What a beautiful day. Green woodpecker again. Do love the green woodpeckers, they're very common down here, as are great spotted. Just coming up to that chiffchaff. Up there somewhere. There's a red and blue tit to my right. Green woodpecker, chiffchaff up there to my left, and there's a pusscat in front of me. Hello. Very friendly pusscat. Hello. Meow. Oh. Hello, beautiful. Hello. Now following me up the cliff. Rather lovely cat. Yeah. Yes, you're not coming with me. Thank God. I think I've shaken the cat off. Lost interest. Good? No, don't even think about it. Right. Definitely don't want somebody's cat to follow me up here. Song thrush. Gonna go up this way. Ooh, nice trip. Let me that's better. I've just adjusted the filter It was on 6, so I put it down to 2. Probably need to crank it up again when we get up the top. The bit I've just filmed was very dark. Oh well. There's the sea. Out of breath now. Just going along the steps that climbs up along the face of the inner cliff. Phew. It's going to be breezy up the top, I think. It's got this slope. And there's the undercliff, St Lawrence, Old Park, Sugarloaf directly south, one of the fishing boats going past from Ventnor Haven. Looking southeast now, or kind of east really. Breezy up here. Yeah, more blowy than I thought it would be. I was kind of hoping to put the drone up, but I might not be able to. There's a cormorant flying over there. Obviously flown inland and will now drop down to the sea. Buzzard calling. And a magpie. There's a buzzard, roughly centre of the frame now, dropping down. Kind of centre of the shot now. Anyway, let's carry on this way. Walking west now and on the cliff top above the undercliff, heading in the direction of High Hat, and the breeze is notably chilly up here. Yellowhammer's seem pretty quiet this morning. There's quite a few up here on the farmland. It's got arable farmland immediately inland of this field I'm in. So beyond that hedge Just see some over there, centre frame, that's an arable. That's where the yellowhammer's like. Must be the other buzzard there. Lift it up. Not much sign of any visible migration here this morning. Any hirundines coming in off the sea, swallows or martins, and no finches going along the coastline, or meadow pipits coming in off the sea. Definitely that time of year, but not much in evidence at the moment. Off back to Dorset this coming week. Carry on with the work around Liscombe and the surrounding farms, which should be fun. A few farm visits. Talk about countryside stewardship options, what they can do for wildlife on their farmland. Nice dunnock off to the left. Stopped now as I said that. Wind isn't too bad. Maybe I'll do a little test flight with the drone. Might be too windy. We'll find out, I guess. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you've not already done so. If you're into birding walks like this one, or rewilding and wildlife-friendly farming, and writing and self-publishing, independently publishing books as well, nature books, which is what this channel is mainly about, or will be mainly about, as I begin to develop some content around that. But yeah, do subscribe and press the little like button if you like the video. Just coming through now past the radar station here. Little radar station. Coming out onto some arable. It's always worth looking around the compound here of the radar station for something. Doesn't appear to be much this morning. Skylark singing. Well, really it was calling as it was flying over the field here. Got some really nice wide margins here. Wider than 6 metres by the looks of it. Might be 8 metres perhaps. Tussocky margins which the yellowhammers are going to absolutely love, that they nestle on this edge. This has only been put in quite recently, the last 2 years I think, this margin. Prior to that the field would be ploughed up right up to the edge of the footpath here. So this is a brilliant improvement by the farmer. So peaceful. As always with my kind of bird watching videos in the south of the Isle of Wight around here, there are no people. I'm on quite a obvious, decent bit of public footpath here, leading along a lovely cliff top, lovely views all around, and yet there are no people, which is really nice. It's very peaceful. Not that I've got anything against people, it's just nice to have a morning walk. You've actually got a chance of seeing some stuff. because it's not all been disturbed. So this edge here can be superb for migrant birds. They drop into the undercliff below in spring, and then they quite quickly work their way inland. And it's only 500 metre wide undercliff here, and they come up to the top of the inner cliff face and they congregate along this edge. And even in spring they can stay here all day. So they feed along this edge because they encounter this big wide arable field, and they just say, "Oh, sod it, let's just stop here and feed." That's what they do, and they often do that all day. So you can often get redstarts and flycatchers. I had my best count of pied flycatcher along here. I think it's 28 one morning. Can't remember if that was spring or autumn. It probably was spring, but I can't remember. And obviously loads and loads of philosks, willow warblers and chiffies. Chiffies early in the spring and willow warblers kind of nowish. Well, probably a week ago. Still more to come, obviously, but today is not the morning, or this morning is not the morning for a big arrival of philosks. A lot of willow warbler behind us, but apart from that, even there's some linnets going over, bit of finch movement. So yeah, the skylarks are not even singing this morning. One or two, but love the old misty cloud over St Catherine's, kind of oratory and all that over there in the distance. That's all above St Catherine's Point and Gore Cliff, where there was an alpine centre about a week ago. Can almost hope to find one of those up here. You never know. Keep eyes peeled. Yeah, I think it is too breezy to fly the drone, unfortunately. This was all open chalk grassland a few short years ago, but the scrub, holm oak in particular, but here blackthorn and hawthorn, is really encroaching now. It's not an example of rewilding, it's an example of abandonment of a site of special scientific interest, which is not good. There's the old lighthouse centre frame roughly. Just see it poking out above the trees, above a holm oak by the looks of it. Being partially obscured by a holm oak. Let's have a scan through binoculars. Is it a holm oak? No, it's not. It's a fir tree of some sort. Shut up, Steve. I do love this margin the farmer's put in. Brilliant job. Really, really good. Right, it's just a terrifying spot here because it's really high. What a cracking view though. Across the undercliff, looking back towards Woody Head. It's kind of southeasterly direction now. Swing it around. St Lawrence Old Park directly below us, directly south. St Lawrence, Hunts Road area. And then looking west, kind of southwest towards St Catherine's Point, which is now centre of the shot. the lighthouse. And then inland, basically arable farmland. So you can see why the migrant birds congregate along this edge, because they don't really want to cross that, at least not until they're fed and they're full up, ready for the next stage of their migration. Okay, so it's undeniably way too blustery to fly the drone up here, which is a shame, but let's go back down the bottom, I think. Head back to Ventnor in a minute. So just doing a quick test flight of the DJI Neo drone to see how well it follows me. It's certainly coming in my direction now. Let's turn around, see if it can still follow me. So I can still hear it behind me. Is it going to crash into any debris? That's the question. How's it doing? Yeah, there you are. Let's walk around here. There's a bit of vegetation, some twigs, branches. Is it going to bash into anything? Very much doubt it, frankly. Still buzzing me. Seems quite happy. It's tackling a little bit of wind there coming through the gap in the trees. We're right on a cliff top here, and the vegetation to the right is kind of sheltering us from the... Oh, it's lost me. Right. Well, here it is. It's found me again. Got a race right up to me there. That's quite hilarious, really. Still on me now. Right, this is going to be a challenging bit, so it may well crash. So I'm obviously not facing it. Still behind me. Still hear it, obviously. Now this is going to be a bit of a challenge for you. See what you can do. Seems to be avoiding the vegetation so far. I think it's just following me directly, so don't even know if this is on it. Oh, some right, it's lost me there. Is it going to re-find me? Hello, only here. Come on, buddy. Has it re-found me? It's hanging in the air. It's clearly lost me there. Oh, there it is. Right, why are you just hanging there? You're going to follow me. I think it might be the sun behind that's stopping it. Yeah, that's interesting. So when I get up close to it, See if it'll follow me this way. Yep, here it comes. Gonna bash into a twig there potentially. Yeah, managed to navigate that. Let's turn around again, see if I can get it to latch back onto me. So it's on me now. I think it must be the sun that's confusing it here. So it's back on me now. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. No, there it freezes. Let's land you. So there's something here it doesn't like. There's a radar station right there. Wonder if there's some sort of jamming mechanism. Let's get away from the radar station. Right, let's get away from that. Get out, back out into the open field. See if it's okay here.
Far, follow, 3, 2, 1.
Back in the windy conditions. There it goes, it's following me again now. It's doing a pretty good job as well. So it wasn't the sun that was confusing it. Sat down far enough. A bit blowy here. Subjecting to that a little bit. Can hear the old rotors arguing with the wind. Anyway, I think that's quite a good test flight really. And obviously to land it you just go like that. Superb little device. So they're right in the core of what would make a wonderful bird observatory kind of recording area. Obviously got lots of vegetation in the undercliff. This is St Lawrence, old park down there, and Woody, well that's Sugarloaf, and then just to the left you've got Woody Head. And we're just up on the top of, well, High Hat is just over there. This is Dean Farm. Inland's kind of arable components, and then you kind of drop down this path into the undercliff itself, just looking southeast now towards Woody Head, directly below. And this undercliff just fills with birds in the spring and autumn. And the visible migration overhead here from this vantage point is just superb. It seems to me to be, well it is really highly concentrated, very narrow front of birds following the coastline, east or west, and they get kind of constricted into this undercliff kind of shelf, and they're all flying at head height, just above or below, and counting them from these vantage points, flying along the coast. They do coasting here more than flying in and off the sea. Just a superb experience. So you could easily have people stationed up here, volunteers, coordinated by warden and assistant warden, documenting the migrating birds as they go through. There's Sugarloaf again, that lump on the cliff top down there. And that's Woody Bay and Woody Head to the left, just before the Holvoke. Just back down here in the undercliff now, walking away from the sun. Just wanted to get some more bird song recording before I headed back into Ventnor. Not going to say anything, just listen. Scanning the canopy for red squirrels. There are lots of them down here. It's a great birding walk, this, because it's so quiet. Oh, there's a red squirrel running over the road. Yeah, you would have missed that. I lifted the camera accidentally when I was scanning in, or zooming in, I mean. They love the gardens here, the red squirrels. Hang out in these trees. There's a slightly odd ecological, well, a published journal article, bit of science that was done on the Isle of Wight, assessing habitat availability, and it got it completely wrong in terms of the habitat red squirrels are actually using, because they're common in these gardens, and yet it mapped this as unsuitable, kind of ignoring what the squirrels are actually doing. There's a myth that they need old woodland, ancient woodland, which they absolutely don't. This is sycamore and holm oak woodland here, with some ash. And it's gardens, as well as patches of sycamore woodland. This is all regenerating young woodland that's come up on what was a lot more open, grazed, undercliff farmland. And big old gardens. Well, they're not that big. Acre each, maybe, some of the bigger ones. And they're everywhere here. There's the sea. I'm going to head back into Ventnor Bay, I think. Or head into Ventnor Bay. So where are we now? There's Wheeler's Bay that way, looking east. Big slab of green sand and chalk. So we're just on the east cliffs of Ventnor, just below the east cliffs really. Just checking the blackthorn. Always think when the blackthorn's in flower that it's time to find a subalpine warbler. Because the only subalpine warbler, an eastern subalpine warbler I found in the undercliff, was around about now. First couple of weeks of April, a few years ago, 4 years ago maybe, 5 maybe, time flies. But there's a wren up there. There are no migrants, no migrant birds at all, just a wren. But you never know, there wasn't much about when the subalpine warbler appeared. Not here, it was down in St Lawrence, where we'd just been in fact. We're back in Ventnor now. But yeah, this habitat looks perfect for a subalpine warbler, and one will appear one of these days. I'm sure of it. Probably not today though. Yeah, literally not a willow warbler or blackcap in sight. Sorts of things I might more realistically pick up. I love these rocky outcrops. You've got a bit of green sand here and then some chalk on top. This is just a mass of landslid debris. So it's a real hodgepodge of chalk and galt clay in some places, and then this green sand slabs in other places. It's quite shrikey, this slope as well. Woodchat maybe. Don't think it would sit here for very long. It might land on the cliff or one of these fence lines first thing in the morning and then head inland. That's what I would do. Thank you to the channel viewer, I think probably of my Cornish van dweller channel, who donated a nice tub of coffee, put it in my car, in the car boot, day before yesterday I think. Very much appreciated. And if you wish to support the channel, there's a little buymeacoffee.com link in the description for this video. There's also a thanks button which enables you to, if you press that button, enables you to donate to individual videos like this one. If you see a video that you particularly like. But yeah, thanks to that viewer who donated a tub of coffee. That's really appreciated. Decaf as well, which I only drink decaf these days. Nothing in the blackthorn up there. Is tamarisk. I always think of Benelli's warblers in tamarisk. Only because the first one I saw was in tamarisk on St Martin's on the Isles of Scilly many years ago. Not found a Benelli's warbler in this tamarisk yet, but one of these days. These angelica are flowering now, dragging in the bugs, or the non-bugs, because there aren't any. Totally devoid of any life. There's not even honeybees on there. Very odd the way things are going in terms of butterflies and bees and wasps and hoverflies. There just don't seem to be any. Yet again, another spring of nothingness. They love these this angelica flowers, these little green flowers. Honest, they do. Well. And make sure the purple sandpipers haven't magically reappeared. They did magically reappear 2 weeks ago for one day, and now they've vanished again. There were two. They love the rocks just down here. They can be hard to pick out. Can't see any. Tell me if you can see any. So obviously I can easily miss them. Might be a little bit further out when the tide is a little bit lower than this. When I last saw them a couple of weeks ago, the tide was quite a way in, so they were compressed onto the nearer rocks. No sign of any purple sandpipers. They could be out there on the outer rock arm, if they're here, or they could have left. It is about time they left, head back to their breeding grounds for the summer. Time to do a little bit of watering, I think, before I grab the coffee. I've adopted this little flower bed, so lots of seed in just here, which is coming through nicely. So I hope you're enjoying this video about Ventnor and the Undercliff. If so, then don't forget there are 2 books that I've written. One, Bird Watching Around Ventnor, creatively named, and the second one is Wildlife Watching Around Ventnor. Just short books about the local area that are the subject of this video. Available on Amazon. I'll put a link below this video, and you can also order it from the library, and it's available in all major bookshops, both of these little booklets, and in a few shops along the Esplanade, like the Longshoremen's Museum and Lady Scarlett's Tea Room as well. But yeah, I'll put a link to the description if you want a slightly deeper dive into the Isle of Wight Undercliff. Then these 2 little booklets might be of interest to you. Just go onto Amazon otherwise and just search for Steve Jones and Ventnor, and you should find them.